Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Hello, what the hell? I guess I don't have the dog camera set up. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I was like, what am I looking at? Alright, let's see. You guys should have seen this troll on an earlier video today. They go, how do we know that that's Koberger's car? And touch DNA, man, that can come from... Because he admitted it was him, you idiot. What are you doing? I mean, I've known, it's just obvious it's him. But now he's admitted it, and you're still questioning that? I mean, it's scary that there's people with those kind of brains. You know, I think that's where Trump might say something. He would have said this. What is this? Is this it right here? Where is that one I got? Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his brain.
Right. Yeah, anyways, it looks like they put out crime scene photos, but I don't know. They're not like, they're all redacted. You know, meaning like blurred out and stuff. So I don't know how I feel about them. I mean, you know, some of them don't seem to have people in them. I haven't seen them myself. I mean, I've seen just one. I think it was Lisa sent me a link to like this, you know, new KTVB. And it sounds like they're giving all the preference to the Idaho news stations out there. Like the rest of us, forget it. You know, the people who've been covering it accurately for all these years get just shut out of the process. It's ridiculous. And you know, it's like that's a photo there. Now, I don't think there's people in there. I can't see anybody. Right? Like this is what they have in their video, right? Like that. I don't see a person in there. It looks like this is already like way later after they've put up crime scene stuff. I mean, I don't really know. Is this a sheet that's on a wall back there? This looks like probably Madison Mogen's bedroom. I would guess that this is Madison Mogen's room. This is probably the sheet that was on top of them. And that's it, right? I mean, it's just... They blurred. I don't think there's people in them, at least the ones I've seen. They said that they have 200 photographs, and some of them they wouldn't show people or something. And so I don't know, you know, are there some that actually have the people blurred out in the shot? You know, I guess that would be something you'd have to kind of, you know, think about whether or not you'd want to put it out there. So that's the same shot, it looks like, with the Nah, I don't know if that's Madison's room. That might be Xana's bedroom, actually. Because the door is over here. So I think that's Xana's room. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't tell from that first shot there. See, that looks like that could be like the hall, the little door that goes out in the bathrooms through that wall. But now that we see this door here, that's likely Xana's room. You know, so. Hey, thanks, Carrie Lasco and Ted Bryant. Love you too. Love you too. You know, I just, I don't know. I'm so frustrated with the way this stuff works. You know, for example, the 51-minute surveillance, why didn't they just upload that and let people look at it, you know? Instead, they speed up through all the stuff, and they speed up through the parts that are really important, you know, like that really show you all the stuff that law enforcement was doing. It's almost like they weren't aware of all the different elements. I would have showed everything. I mean, I could see speeding it up on times where there's nothing of value at all, except maybe there's something of value in the audio somewhere. Yeah, because see, that door's right there. And that's interesting, because I didn't realize, you know, I mean, we don't know it, we never get photos or anything like that. So it's a really small bed tucked in the corner. That means Ethan was likely over back there. I don't know if I don't think he's in this photo here. And then, you know, I don't know there's something blurred out on the ground right here. So I don't know what's happening in this photograph. And then I think that might even be those steps that they were talking about. See that right there? These steps outside that one officer noticed. And man, that actually, if it's heading that direction, that probably, these footsteps, man, that's crazy. So they could be going both directions. Like that's a footstep coming in, and then that one's going out. See that? That's crazy. Look at that footsteps going that direction. And what this is, you know, that's pretty interesting. Because that actually, that way here goes up and back to that parking area if they continued on that direction. So that's pretty interesting. And then, let's see. I'm not going to play their audio or anything, but I guess there's blood right there. This might be Madison's room, perhaps. Kind of seems like it might be, just given where the doorknob is. The door opens to the right. So maybe the door was shut, or maybe they just shut it and took the photo. I don't know. That's Madison. So that is Madison's room. This is her room right here. And there's a little closet over there. She had looks like a desk over in the corner, and then the bed is right here to the left. Right, so they're not, there's nothing in these photos. Like, I don't feel bad showing these images right here. What about you guys? I mean, these are just like, I think it's valuable to see the crime scene photos if you're trying to figure out, like, you know, what the hell happened and things like that. I mean, I wish I could see the actual crime scene photos myself and not, you know, share them or anything. I want to see it to see, you know, how to put things around and, you know, how things went. You know, that's what I'm pretty good at, that kind of stuff, you know. So it's like, I want to see all that stuff, and that doesn't make, some of it's like just really disturbing, but at the same time, I kind of distance myself from it when I'm looking at it. That's probably, is that on that first photo before that? Maybe, yeah. See right up there, there's that little blood spot, maybe way up here. And so I think this door was open, and that's pretty telling in itself that there was cast off blood spatter from all the way over here to the left that actually hit on this door, because they're actually, I think that's like, looks like, I would call it like low velocity, you know, just sort of hit there and stuck, but it was a small, like a cast off, you know. See, like right here, this piece right here, probably blood hit there and then kind of started going, like, that's the angle that it hit the door. And that one's just a drop there. And there's, I think that's the same one, maybe. It's hard to tell. Let me go back. Yeah, I don't know. It looks different because there was a doorknob over there. Maybe it's in a different spot. Thanks, Marissa Sheldon. And yes, you guys, if you want to help support the channel tonight, we still got this the same show, same everything. We try to reach the goals every single night. And no, these aren't Koberger. I mean, I guess it's possible he put his face right next to the door with bare hands. The window, I mean. I don't think so. This is... Ooh, this might be... That's probably the kitchen window there, I think. Makes sense, I guess. And then that's all they had. And then they showed some... apparently they've got like 200 different photos. See, this is how they should have released it on the other channel out there. You know, just a pure image here, but they also don't do the full thing again. Very incredibly frustrating for me. So that's it. Let's see. I guess I missed that if there was. Let's go look at that again. Somebody's saying there's blood on the ground. I wasn't even looking. I was just looking at the door. Yeah, so they got them all, but they're not sharing them with anybody. Yeah, I mean, maybe right there. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm sure around the corner there's a hell of a lot more. But, see, that gives you kind of an indication of the reality, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, he's got blood all over his feet and everything. But look, there isn't really a lot of blood all over there. So he might have killed them in a way that, you know, didn't get as much blood on him as you might think. I saw an email about hair and BK's seatbelt. I don't know what that just sounds like. I mean, that's never been in any documents or anything. That would have shown up somewhere, you would think. I'm not sure I believe what Dr. Phil's saying on that. Let's wait and see. You know, he's one of the sensationalistic types, you know, that's always, oh, look at this, you know, just like Dr. Oz used to always do. But let's just wait on that. Let's not get too excited. You know, it's right up there with Howard Blum's book, you know. Yeah, but look at the lack of blood. I mean, I bet you in people's minds they expected to see sort of blood all over the ground here, smeared all over the place, right? That's what you would have thought. And even if we go to, look at Xana's room. I mean, yeah, we don't get a good visual of it. I actually think maybe that might be blood right down there on the ground. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure there might just be a lot of blood over here because apparently on this wall, if we remember from the new documents, that was where there was like arterial spray on the wall there, so they probably just covered that up. I don't think he's on this bed, though. I mean, his legs apparently were off the bed. And I don't know if those are two legs. I mean, I don't know what we're looking at. Thanks, Jody H. Fantastic video today, Gray. Thank you for the information. And come on, freaks. Let's help support the channel. Exactly. My God, you guys. You guys are lucky as hell to have a channel like this. You know? And I'm lucky to have the regular freaks that are always here, no matter what. And there should be a lot more of you regular freaks out there because of how we cover true crime here. We're not the, the typical Tom, Dick, and Harry. But we're currently at 1/10 of our nightly goal, just to put it in context there. Yeah, I think it's after the remove. That's what I was saying. I think it's after the remove. I think the reason all of this is blurry is because there's blood all over the floor over here. So that is a spot where maybe Koberger would have stepped in something. And by the way, I had some Jollibee chicken tonight. That's pretty good. Thanks, Timothy Cecil. Gray, you bastard. I'm never watching again. Woo! And there's Alley Cake. Riding the wave, riding the wave. All right. What are you scared of? On the wall, covering the blood. Yeah, that's the... Well, I don't know if that's what it is. Maybe she had a sheet on her wall. You know how sometimes girls do that kind of stuff? I mean, it'd be kind of weird if they tucked it in. I mean, that could just be a sheet that's on her wall, or maybe they covered it. But if they did cover it, why did they blur out that section there? And that's Xana's room right here. So I don't know. Well, we don't know what that is. Yeah, so I think, I'm sort of curious what this is right here. Not sure. I mean, just typical college rooms. The way they're set up, nobody, it doesn't look like the Ritz or anything. It's just people make things fit. It almost, everybody almost feels like you're a hoarder. No, I'm just going to do it the way I'm going to do it, Justin. But yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. I don't want over-analysis paralysis going on in the surveillance footage. Yeah, there's little things all over the place. All right, we'll take a look at it in a minute. I haven't got there yet. But you're saying 4:15:47, sure. See, people are still trying to look for, hey, maybe there's somebody else or something. It's weird. Because at 4:15:47, there is no other person that is part of the crime. They're inside the house at this point. Yeah, they're tiny rooms, really small. We've shown it on my 3D. Maybe I can just open it up here again. Let me just close this one out. But I'll take a look at it for you there, Justin Moto X 1995. Yeah, there's a flash of light, but what do you think it might be? And let's just see. I'll take a look at it. Okay, I can probably figure it out. Yeah, so look how small, this is how small Xana's room is right there. I mean, so that's how I have it. Obviously, there's other stuff right here, and that bed's a hell of a lot smaller. It's like narrow, it's like almost a twin bed. There's other stuff over here, but that's kind of where the layout was, kind of like that, So now, that little, in the room, the bed's way smaller. Like that bed, Ethan probably barely even fit on the damn thing. Because right in this little space to the left is where there's like a fan on top of something else. Now this part here is interesting to me, these footsteps. They made it sound like they headed off that direction. But that's not where these are. And by the way, I guess we don't really know. Is this after the investigators got there and walked all over the place? We don't know when these photographs were taken. So And then up here, it was what we were looking at was Madison's. Yeah, that's exactly how the door opened. Madison's room up here. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in the room that I don't know what it is, so I didn't put anything there because we've never seen photos of it. I mean, there are photos out there, but sometimes we don't even know what room it is. People post it online, and so I just put the bare minimum in those rooms. Yeah, we've already said what rooms they were, Cuddle Buddy. Yeah, we've already gone through all that. If you're saying that this room is Maddie's with the pink blanket, you're wrong. That's not it. This is Xana Kernodle's room. Maddie's room is this one right here. That's her room. Very small room. The door opens correctly. It's obviously not Kaylee's room. And I can see right where the little closet is over there. Here, watch. Let me just show you. See the little closet? And there's just stuff in it. But see that wall that's right there? That is right here. That's exactly what this wall is right there. You see that? See, that's how accurate we've been over here. So you're looking through that door, and that's what wall that is right there. And that's that wall. And there's a bed. And that bed goes right to the door. I mean, that door almost hit the... And look, that's... I mean, I'm just saying. That's exactly how I have it here. Like the bed's right there where the door shuts, right? And so that's whose room that is. So the one with the pink blanket is not Madison's room. I went back to check because my mind was saying no, that was Xana's room. So look, I think she was wearing those shoes and those jeans that night. In the video, I think she was absolutely wearing those boots when she was over at the grub truck. And she probably had those jeans on underneath that jacket, and then, took those off and went to sleep. But see how those are positioned right there? I think that's really obvious. I don't think they even touched those things. It's crazy, man. Just so weird looking at this. Because I think in this picture it's possible they're over here underneath those sheets, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It'd be hard to get people out of the room and not touch these shoes. This almost feels like filming as you're going in, but these don't have people in them. Yeah, I just told you that. I think that's what they are. Yeah. It's really weird to see this. It is weird, isn't it? What's weird? I'll tell you what the weirdest part is it looks sort of like you don't really notice anything really. If you were just walking right here, it kind of lets you realize kind of more like all the haters of Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen. From a distance, you don't really see much. And I bet you the door was partially open in Xana's room and she didn't see anything. And that's just the way it is. So, I mean, just to throw out more to support them. I have never questioned Dylan Mortensen or Bethany Funk at all. I try to answer people's questions, but then it got really old after a while. Because people want to know, hey, how come they didn't do this? How come they didn't? Well, who cares? If you don't think they're involved, then you don't need to keep asking the question over and over and over again. Well, I just need to know. Well, that means you think they're involved. That's why you want to have the answer to that. No, Gray, I just really... No, then it doesn't matter. We just move forward. Yeah, it's a crime scene photo, yes. This is Madison Mogan's bedroom. That day, that night. Apparently, they're out. There's one news channel has 200 photographs. I've asked for them. That's like a blood spot there. I've asked for them, and I don't have them. You know, they didn't give them to me at this point. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not going to overanalyze everything. All right, CB. So sad how, and everybody thinks everything's a blood spot, even if it's just a piece of dirt on the ground. It's going to be a blood spot to everybody looking at it. I know, they couldn't have saved a soul, those roommates. That's the thing. And even if they had called when she heard somebody say, hey, there's somebody here, it wouldn't have saved anybody. Yeah, it takes like 2 or 3 minutes to get there, and you know, he's already killed them all from that point. No, nobody knows what he was carrying. You know, the little triangular shaped thing. It's not. I don't know. I think this is the spray they put on there to get a print. Anyways, I don't want to keep looking at those because everybody will start seeing things. It gets old. All right. Let's just look at this thing again. I think I thought it'd be interesting to go over this in a more of a longer form because it's absolutely, it's amazing. Just not the way they did it. You know, it's just really frustrating for me because there's huge elements. They put their name on top of a light that actually hits up here. And then they sped through all the things that really show you precisely what he's doing. Hey, thanks, CR, the membership gifting queen. I don't even know how many memberships she's gifted. Welcome. That. All right, so you know what we could do is have this document. This is the actual document that came out. All right, so I'll just explain to you the whole thing as we go through it and point at every single thing that they're saying. And we're just going to start when the vehicle gets into near the complex. All right. So at 3:30 and 22 seconds right here, the vehicle is seen traveling south on King Road. And they said 3:30 and 22 seconds. Look what time it is. 3:30:21. Watch. Here we go. And boom. There it is. And it drives by right there. And then after it drives by, however, a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1, which is right, this next one, travels east along the north side of 500 Queen Road, and from above, what we just saw right there was the vehicle go like this. It drove like this and turned and passed the camera, and then it goes back behind 500 Queen Road and around. All right, so now we're going to look at that. And then I have another camera back there, and this is it right here, and it says that at 3:30 and 55 seconds. So look at it, it's 3:30:47. You can see the lights of the vehicle coming up, and then right at 55, you'll see the headlights pop into the screen, and boom, right there. So here it comes around, and then the vehicle goes behind 500 Queen Road, and then drives around the back. So what we're looking at here is the vehicle just went like this. There's a camera right here. Can you guys see what I'm showing here? There's a camera right there. The vehicle drove like this and around, and then it's going to come around right here, and then the headlights of the vehicle hit the top of this building over here where their name is. All right, so let's watch that again. Here we go. So, and let me tell you exactly what time that's going to be. So that is right here. It's 1127 that the lights hit King Road, and that's at 3:31:18. All right, so right now we're at 3:31:07. I'm not sure how well I edited this. I mean, so it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, right in this time frame. And then I guess if we have to go back, slide them. Let's see. Did I catch it on this one? No. I have to go back. 3:30. Yeah, see, there's a light that goes on right there, but I don't have it. All right, and it also their name went right over the top. It does exist even in their video. I wonder if it'd be better if if it was smaller, would that be okay? Because I can open up Adobe Photoshop or Premiere, and then we can just kind of stop it and zoom in on different spots. So let me get rid of this. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller and use Adobe Premiere because I think I have it. Come on. Yeah, that's it. So 3:31, what was it, 18? There. Wait, that's 3:30, 18. Okay, so I think it's going to be 3:30. So it comes in, and there's one we just saw a second ago. That's in my video that I made. Actually, I'm going to go to here. Here we go. I just want to see if I can catch that light. I think it's there. All right, here we go. Right there. So see it right underneath the Statesman right here? Okay, look what time it is. Right here, you guys. See that? 3:31:16. You guys all see that on the screen here? 3:31:16. And then in the document, it says, at 3:31:18, headlights briefly shine on the upper exterior of 1127 King Road, indicating a vehicle turning north onto Queen Road. And okay, so take a look. Here it is. The vehicle comes around from back behind the building here, and then as it's turning right there, a headlight hits the top of this building. Hey, thanks Southern Mom and Leanne Bell. All right, does that all make sense? So look what time it is. 3:31:16. That means 2 seconds from now, we're going to see a headlight hit the top of this building. So I'm going to just click through it. There it is. Look at that. Can you see it? Boom. There's the headlight. I mean, right on that time. Let me go over here and look at that. That's 3:31:21 there, but right when it first hits it is right there, and it's like 3:31:18, and this is sped up, so, you know. Isn't that cool? It's right there. That's one of the things that they used, was that light on that building right there. And see, there it is. Boom. All right. So then the next thing that we see, which is interesting, that's why I think it would have been important if they'd played the full video, because let's see. So we have, I think this one right here is 15 times the speed, this whole segment here. And I think what I could do, if let me try to fix this here. Let me move it over a little bit. So I have it at, if it's 1/15th the speed, I have it at, or 15 times the speed, I mean. Speed and duration, I've already done it to 20%. But wouldn't it be, like, what times 15 equals 100? I guess that's what we're looking for. About 6.5-ish. Does that sound about right? Anybody know how to do that? How about somebody out there divide 15, or wait, what was it? 100 by 15. What do you get? Somebody do that out there. Divide 100 by 15. Thanks, Kira. Okay, 6.66. All right. So that's going to be 6.66% speed, right? All right. So I think this is going to be normal speed right here. Okay. So that's right. So just look at it like this. So here's 331.07. I'm going to play at the normal speed. That's probably people in that house talking and laughing. I just thought of that. I didn't realize that until earlier. But you see that? There's a light up there. Okay. Now look how long it takes. Look how long this takes for the vehicle to drive away. And I'm going to move this back over because that is... And so what's happening right now is Koberger, he drove around and he stopped back here. You know, let me get a better satellite. He stopped right back here because it takes only like 15 seconds to get from here to past the camera again. And if you go watch this, he's just sitting back there. And he doesn't drive by until 3:33:01. So look at that. He's just back there stalking the house. There's another minute to go here, if you can believe that. This has been playing this whole time. I mean, since we edited it. That's crazy, though. That's the correct speed. And I think we might be able to figure out the DoorDash sound if I get the 66% and see if this camera actually has a remnants of the key fob. Yeah, that's weird. There's people in that house talking. You know, the house of the camera. So 3:33:01. Here, just watch over there. See that? Here comes the car. It took him that long to drive out. See that? He's going pretty quick right there, even. He's probably pissed off. There's still people awake. God dang it, this is my day, he's saying. Oh yeah, and then right there. Let's look up here. Look, there's a person right there. I don't know if you saw that. Let's go back a little bit. Oh, there it is. Ah, I just saw it. Now watch this. So see how the car is leaving, and right now it is 3:33:01. And look what it says right here, 3:33:36. Headlights are seen southbound on Malenta Drive behind King Road. But there's also, let's see. Look at right here. It says a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1. This is at 3:33:01. Travels westbound on Queen Road. That's when you see it driving left on the screen. And then turning north onto King Road. That's when it takes that right turn. And then headlights can be seen shining on trees to the west of the intersection of King Road and Taylor Avenue, indicating the vehicle turning west onto Taylor Avenue and then heading onto Malenta Drive right after that. Because as I've shown you guys before, see when it comes out right here, it's still Taylor Avenue until you get to right here, I think. See right there, right back, well you can just barely see it here. Let me go to here. And, well, it's hard to see. This is really bad. But right here, this sign, it becomes Willanta Drive after that sign right there. All right, so now we know at 3:33:01, you can see the vehicle driving around like this and then out. And then lights can be seen up here as it's turning. And watch this, I just saw it. It's crazy, watch this right here. So here it is turning. And let's just play it at a normal speed. It's turning, it's gonna leave on King Road there. And then it goes up out here. Now watch when it turns, you'll see the headlights over here. Watch, right there. See that? So I could actually see the headlights shifting there. See, if I go like this, right there, see how the lights shifted from like right there onto that tree? Watch. And right there, as it's turning. And then it's going to drive that way and go up there. Oh, it just went so fast. It's at a high rate of speed. See this right here at 57, 58. I don't have it the right pace. Do you guys understanding what I'm saying or not? I mean, I know exactly what I'm saying. I just don't know if I'm saying it right. But hey, guys, we need your support on the channel tonight. All right, see if we can get moving here. We got one of those massive lulls going on. Right, so it all makes sense, right? Like he's at 3:33:01, he's turning. And then right back there, you see the headlights hit there. Unfortunately, this whole thing is at 15 speed, so let me make it 66. Also, it's even at 20%, but let's see. Speed and duration, okay, 6.66. Right, so this is the real time right here. So 3:33:01. We'll just watch that again. This is the real time frame here. Well, it's not going to be sped up anymore. So then it goes around. You'll see lights over here really quick. That's weird. You can almost make out what people are saying. I'll tell you what I'm really interested in is how slow he was driving. There he is right there. Driving up there. All right. And then I guess apparently there's nothing really going on. But you do see a person leave the house over here. Right there. Let's see. See, there's a person right there. Maybe they just opened the door and went back in, but there was another person that walked out at like 33 something. Oh, there he is right there, or she, or I don't know who that is, but it's a person there. And then there's really nothing going on until let's go to the next segment on here. When it heads back in the area, I mean, I'm not going to go through all the stuff over on these other roads behind there. I just want to go through this stuff. All right. So right here it says at 3:38:12, headlights are seen northbound on Willanta Drive behind 1119 King Road. And right now we're at 3:36:52. So I'll move it to 3:30, right around in that area. And it's 3:38:12, so that means about, I'll go to right there, so we only have to wait 11 seconds. You'll see headlights right back here. Just trust me on that. You're going to see headlights right back there. Right there, okay, it's already lighting up back there, and here comes the vehicle at 3:38:12, right? And then the vehicle pulls into the area at 3:38:34. So look at it. Right now, right at 3:38:34, you're going to see the headlights right there. You can even see the reflection of the vehicle in that window before that. So there it is, 3:38:34. All right, then it drives back behind there. And at 3:39:07, it shows up behind the building there. Yeah, actually it's back. Those ones didn't overlap correctly, but see up here at 3:39 and then 07, you'll see the vehicle come around back behind the building, and there it is. Boom. So it's all right there. All right. So there you go. 3:39:20. And it drives around. Now let me just pause it and then open this up again, and then that was at 3:38:34 the vehicle went back there, and then at 3:39:07 a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 travels east on Queen Road. That's what we just watched. And then at 3:39:35 the headlights again show up on 11:27 up high, because it's doing the exact same thing that it did all the other times. And that's at 3:39:35. Okay, so that went really fast right there. So again, this is another one of those sped up sections. So I'm going to move that and then switch this over to 6.66. And now it's pretty much the normal speed, except it's missing a bunch of information because they did what they did. Okay, so I'm going to go back to 3:39:31, because I just told you a minute ago at 3:39:35 headlights are seen on top of this building right here. All right, so we are 4 seconds away from that happening. So here we go, just count in your head almost. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, there it goes. Can I get a boom? I mean, it's just so crazy, right? So there's the headlights up there. And this time the vehicle doesn't spend as much time waiting, only like 30 seconds or so. But again, this is back to normal speed right here. Thanks, Alley Cake and CR. Yeah, we don't know if that's what that was. That's just a white car back there, Wonder Woman. I know everybody thinks that, but the timing, his vehicle doesn't appear to be in that area at that time. So here he is leaving at 3:40 and 24 seconds. All right, so the next, at 3:41:01, headlights are seen traveling south on Valenta Drive. So at 3:41:01, we should see the vehicle right up there in 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, it's actually sped up. This is, I have to make this, hold on a second. This also has to be 66.6. God, that's stupid. All right, there you go. And let's do that again. We're at, so is it 3:30, 3:41:01. This is 57, so in 4 seconds. 8, 59, and you'll see it right there. Bing, there it goes. So that was right on the money. These are all the different shots that they logged in here. And then at 3:40, 3:46, vehicle headlights turn east onto Paradise Drive. That's back in the back there. And then at 3:45:07, headlights are seen traveling north on Walenta Drive behind 1119 King Road. All right, so that's at 3:45:07. So that's probably the next time. Let's see. Let me see if I can move it. There it is. I just saw it. So this is the Elantra driving by right here. Here it comes. 3:45:07. But it doesn't come back into the complex on this one. And I think it parked right over here to the right. And then this is when the DoorDash driver came in. So only about a minute after he drove by. So he was like around the DoorDash driver. And by the way, I think she passed him on that road just then, believe it or not. Like she came in from this direction. And then he had just driven by here. So they likely passed each other right down here or somewhere. If he had parked right there, which I think he did, you know, he's pulling in and that car's right there. And then he parks and watches and he sees the DoorDash driver from that parking spot. And, you know, I've been there and you can see the house perfectly from that parking spot. So he may have surveilled it from there because he doesn't go in here. He ends up coming back this way again. Right, so at 3:47:08, headlights are seen traveling south on Walenta Drive. See, 47 north and then 45 north and then 47 south. It never went into the complex. So for 2 minutes, it was over here, and it likely noticed that that vehicle was in front of the home. So he doesn't go in there. That's why there's this long gap. That explains the gap, by the way, because this DoorDash vehicle was there the whole time. I know. Are there a bunch of idiots in here tonight doing some weird, stupid, no brain cells? I remember on the video earlier, I was doing a video. This person came in and they said, "How do we know that's his vehicle? And how do we know that's his DNA on the knife sheath?" And she said, "I'm a rational thinker." Well, no, you're not. At that point, you're not a rational thinker anymore. If you're still wondering about that, he admitted to doing it. So here is the DoorDash driver coming in. Okay, I'm gonna. So this is all sped up here. I'm going to do the 66% again. Where the hell is it? There it is, right there. Yeah, and there he goes up there. That light that you see at the top, that's him driving south on Walenta Drive. And he's not going in there because there's a vehicle there. But let's see if he drives slower up here so we can see if he's like looking. Let's see. Just going up there. So it looked like he was driving normal speed. Alright, now there's really nothing going on. And then that's him right there. Let me get to the time frame up here. At 3:50 and 27 seconds, headlights are seen going north. And that's exactly what that is. Look what time it is. 3:50:26. So there they go. That's his vehicle, and he's driving slower. Did you notice that? Look at how he's not. That is much slower than other times. Watch this, how slow he's going here. Just really casually, he's looking. See that? I mean, that's really slow. And he's going around, and then he does not go back into the complex again. Right? It does not go back in there. And then I think it's at 3. Let's see, at 3:51:26. Headlights are seen heading south, and we'll see those in a minute. Yeah, 3:51:26. You'll see headlights up there again. So that's weird. That vehicle drove over there. Now it's coming around. You'll see it right up here in a second. Right there. Man, it's almost like it didn't have its headlights on. That was weird. But you could see it. Alright, now let's see. This is real time right here. This is the DoorDash driver walking around. So let's read what the DoorDash driver said. Alright guys, need your guys' support. We're doing those crazy long lulls in here for no particular reason. Alright, here we go. You guys know what we do in here. At the end of the month, we donate thousands of dollars. We're at $255,000 so far. Also, the channel makes an income that needs to be met, and then I start donating. Alright, so if you guys have the ability to support the channel, I would appreciate it. Doing a lot of hard work on all the cases that I cover, and nobody watched the Delphi trial videos that I put out. You know, didn't do too great on either of the 2 videos that I put out today. The second one did better, but I'm trying everything I can to help augment, but it's just not. It's not. I need your guys' support. Is really what it comes down to when I do these shows. All right. Thanks, Cheryl. But great. All right, so let's go down here. Molly told me she worked for 12 to 18 hours on the night of November 12th to the 13th and received 3 orders in the King Road, Queen Road area. 2 of the orders were at the 500 Queen Road apartment complex, which is immediately to the east of the 1122 King Road. Molly said she delivered at 1122 King Road was her final order for the evening. Molly said she could not find the 1122 King Road address, as the address number was hidden by the porch light, which caused her to remain in the area for approximately 15 minutes. And that's pretty close, because she got there at 3:46, right? We saw that. And now we see her walking around with a flashlight at 3:53. That's 7 minutes later. So I think I have a pretty good idea of what she did. She parked in the front first, then drove to the back, like Google said, and then walked down and with her flashlight to go try to find it. And it just makes complete sense to me now, the whole thing. So Molly said she could not find the 1122 King Road address, as the address number was hidden by the porch light, which caused her to remain in the area for approximately 15 minutes. Molly also stated her Google Maps told her to go to the parking lot immediately behind 1122 King Road. Molly stated she initially parked in the front of 1122 King Road and could see a female in the top left window, which I think is probably the living room, not the top floor. She probably pulled in far enough where she couldn't really see the top. I mean, I don't think there was anybody in the bathroom at that time. This third-story bathroom. Molly said she saw the same female a couple more times. It feels like that would be Xana moving around. More times in the same window, and she would duck down when Molly looked at her. I think that's just in her head, you know. Molly then, and I noticed even after I just said, hey everybody, if you could help support the channel, it went all right. I don't just say it just to say it, you know. I need, if you guys are actually out there and you want us to still exist, that's what needs to be done. Molly stated she initially parked in front of 1122 King Road and could see a female on the top left window of the third floor, and, you know, she said she ducked, right? And then it says, Molly then said she drove to the back parking lot behind 1122 King Road and parked. She stated she could see the back courtyard area behind the house and noticed all of the lights were on. Molly stated her map told her to walk into the back of the house, but she did not feel comfortable doing so because there was no path. Molly said she started to walk down the road, which runs north and south immediately to the east of the residence. She stated a tan sedan drove next to her while she was walking. And I think she just didn't remember correctly. She walked down first with her flashlight and filmed, and on the way back up is when that car passed her. All right? And we'll see that right here. So that's her walking down there at 3:51. So she'd already parked up above. And then she walked down. So she probably went in front, and a minute or two later drove to the back and walked down. Doesn't take that long. And she's looking around. And I've got it's the normal speed here. All right, I'm going to, so this is the part that's, is it all this? Let's see. Yeah, okay, so let me, why did they have that car even sped on here? That's stupid. I'm gonna fix all this. All right, so the DoorDash driver was down there and then started walking back up. And right around this time is when she was passed by the tan vehicle. Thanks, CR. Yep, critical hit. We need more critical hits in there. Thanks, Dixie Hippie. So let's see, what time was she walking over here? That's almost 3:52. And then let's just move it forward. And then a minute later, this car drives by. Right? And that's the tan, like a minivan, I guess, apparently. But it's like a different vehicle, right? So that vehicle drove by at 3:53. And that means probably passed her while, she was up above. So that means she was walking right here in the video and then walked around like this. And then on her way up here, a car passed her. Now, I bet you, let me open up my timeline again. When did that one guy, he appears on camera? Hold on, that's at 3:50. This is what I said the other day. So look at this, at 3:50 and 35 seconds, a dark figure is walking behind 500 Queen Road. Isn't it likely that that's the person who got in the car? Because this is what the person's doing in the video. Let me show you. Jesus. So he's walking through the parking area, like back here, and then walks up here. So maybe he lives in this apartment, and he parked over here, walks up there, gets in the car, and then drives out while she's walking up. I mean, that just makes all the sense in the world. And there goes that vehicle. Now, one of the things I thought the other day turned out not to be true. I thought this vehicle left and is one of the two vehicles that was heading south on Volanta Drive in a row. And we got to go look at those because those are, let's see, 3 headlights are seen traveling south at 3:51:26 on Volanta Drive. And then it's heading south again at 3:52:42. Well, this vehicle isn't out yet. But watch this back here. See, this is one of the ones that didn't make sense. Oh, there it is right there. I can see the light at the top, but they made it dark. You see it moving? There's a vehicle right there. One of these two vehicles is not Koberger's vehicle, though. All right, so we have that one at 351.28, and then another one at 352.42. So one of those is Koberger. Koberger, right at this moment, is like, I think he's parked over here off to the side. He's around the corner over there, just waiting and watching. He's watching from that other parking lot. So there's her. And then she makes her way back up to her vehicle. And, you know, just based on her pace of speed, she probably gets up there and passes the car right up near the upper parking lot. Man, this isn't going to be one of those nights, is it? I was feeling so good at the beginning. But it's just, you know. Yeah, right there. See it? Here comes the headlights. See, 2 cars in a row went south. And there's no way for that same car to have got back there again. So one of those cars is not Koberger. I thought maybe it was this person that drove by her, but I'm a minute off. Okay. So it's like the tan vehicle. So that was Koberger driving by right there. And then the tan vehicle is coming by right now. But my guess was it was one of those, but I'm off by a minute or so. And I even thought it was the second one, so this vehicle likely turns right unless we see something go south up there. Nope. Okay, now here comes Koberger's car again. That's it right here. This light, that's the Elantra. At 3:53:40. Hey, thanks, Holly. McEllie, or McEllier. McEllier? I think I said it right the other day. I don't know. Let's see what the document says. Yeah, so 3:53:36. Headlights are traveling north on Volanta Drive. And guess what? It sits back in that same spot for 3 minutes and then enters the complex, right? So I think, so there's the Elantra driving by. And then the vehicle likely comes around like this and around and then parks right here and then waits and watches and then decides to come in. Now the DoorDash driver is still sitting there. But he does come in at 3:36. He's getting antsy. 3:56, 24. All right, so wait on the clock here. I'll just speed it up a little bit. And by the way, what was that number that somebody wanted me to look at earlier? I'll have to go. Let me go. I think I can find it. It's been a super chat way up here at the top. Oh, it's 4:15:47. Okay, we're not there yet. Right, so there's nothing really going on in here, and then at 3:56, here comes the vehicle. 3:56:24, it enters into the area again. The DoorDash driver is currently, she could even still be right in the back, and then right now drives down there to the front. And then here comes the vehicle behind the building, 500 Queen Road. And then we'll see it again. The headlights hit the top of 1127. Yeah, I spend all day trying to find stuff. Almost every single day. I mean, it's crazy. But people think, oh yeah, no, we just get, forget it, Gray. Forget it, Gray. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't understand it. All right, so this is 3:56. Let me slow this part down too. Thanks, Timothy Cecil. Hey, it's more than a lot of people there, Timothy. Thanks. Very kind, very kind. 6.66. All right, and then at 3:57:27, the headlights are on the upper portion of 1127. So it's coming up here at 27 seconds. So right up here, just look at the top of the screen. Right there, you're going to see a light here in 10 seconds. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There you go. There's the light. I can see it. It's right underneath the name there. See that? And the vehicle's turning. And the vehicle is going to pass the DoorDash driver. But it's actually, and it's also going really slow back there again. You know, maybe 30 seconds back there, waiting or driving incredibly slow. And then exits the area at 3:58:23, and that is in 23 seconds. But it doesn't take anywhere near that time to drive that distance. So he's back there waiting around, 30, 45 seconds or so. I have all the precise numbers, but so here it comes. It's going to take off, and the DoorDash driver is sitting there. Okay, this is a sped up area. All right, so now I'm going to get that to the normal speed because this is where I really want to sort of focus in on this. And there's the vehicle up here. See up there at the top? Right there. At 3:59:06, it says right there. And the document says 3:59:04. That's when you can first see the light. But then what's crazy is the vehicle does like a U-turn up there. And comes back this way really quick. Because I think he can see that there's this vehicle. And he wants to monitor it. But in between that time, so now let's look at our timeline here. At 3:59:46, 48, 51, 51, 47, 48, or 27, 28, we hear a key fob going off. So let's see if we can hear that. Even though it's a shitty version here, let's see if we can do it. There might be... we might catch it somehow. I'm going to put it right around in this area. What time do I have again? 3:59:46. Yeah, I can't hear it. Let me make this louder. Problem is when they made it 15 times the speed, it removed a ton of information. Because I don't have the original. $3:59:46. Wait, man, I almost felt like I could hear it. Hold on. I think I could almost hear something was like, hold on. And 48. Do you guys hear that at all? Let me make that louder. It's just really crappy audio because of what they did to it. They don't even know what they're doing. So it should be right around that time frame. Hold on, listen. Right there, that boop, boop. Did you hear that little boop? That was like, I mean, I don't know if that's right or not, but let's just listen. Yeah, like right there. Doot, doot. I don't know. I'm just. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm just hoping to hear one. I mean, it's just, I boosted that audio up 30 times. Let me see, and it wasn't at the right time, that one. So the next ones are at 4 o'clock and 27 and 28 seconds. And that's right up there at the top. That's him coming back in. Like a minute later, he's shooting by, but he does not go in because he can see that there's a car there. See, that's right at that time. And it almost seems like you can hear a car door shut or something. And then here comes the vehicles pulling out of the driveway. I turned it up a lot. But what's weird is look at the time it is right now at 4 o'clock and 42 seconds. And then look up here at the top at 4 o'clock and 12 seconds he's driving by. So that means what's interesting about this is he can see that there's movement when he's up here, like right up in here. Let's see if he's driving slowly up there. He's driving a hell of a lot quicker than that other time. But he can see that there's this movement is going on, right? Because the car is turning, there's lights over there. And then he is already, so what's happening right here is, like when he comes around, he's like right like this. And then her car comes around like this. So probably when she gets to right there, he's about right over here. You know, right in this area, heading away. And that's the time where he drove all the way around right here on Ridge Road, and a camera on this building filmed his vehicle. And that's the DoorDash is leaving. But you have to admit that those key fob sounds have to be the DoorDash. I mean, we're talking, look how perfect that is. So right here, there's a beep, beep, beep. I mean, we can actually, in Premiere, in Premiere, let's go to that other window. It might even be this one. Let's see. So if I took, let's just take, when do I go back behind there again? Yeah, right there. Let's take that one, and I'll just extend it out over here. Thank you, Corinthian Leather and Maggie Ballantyne. We definitely could use some more channel memberships, you guys. We've only got 11. It's not very good. All right, so listen to this. You can hear him on here. Oh, wait, actually, that sucks. That's not it. Let's go to the 4 o'clock. $6:30. Is it that one? No. What happened to the footage? Thanks, Sarah Reeseness. Almost said Reese's, my favorite, one of my favorite candy bars. Yeah, it's this one. Right here, you can hear them. Watch. These are the end ones. You can hear that, right? And that's when it was leaving. You guys hear that? I mean, it's pretty clear. It's just not. Try that again. And that's when it's leaving, right? And that's at 426 and 428 or so. All right, and then the other one is, I gotta get the other hour. It sucks that they just happens to be in a different hour, so you have to reload a whole nother thing, bring it in, and then go all the way to the end over here, and we got to go to 3:59:46, I think. So I'll make this one loud too. Okay, here we go. Right. And doesn't that just make all the sense in the world right there? So at 3, I have it all the times written right here. So what we just listened to was, let's see, we're at 3:59:46, 48, and 51. Then they walk over to the door, drop it off, and then at 4 o'clock and 27 seconds, you hear beep, beep, and then we go back to earlier in this. Let's go back over here. And then she drives away. So the last beep is at 28. And then about 7 or 8 seconds later, she's like beep, gets in her car and gets the hell out of there. She's driving away 8 or 9 seconds later. I don't know, it just makes sense to me. It just fits right in there. It's like if it's not, it's the craziest coincidence in the world, where it appears somebody leaves their car exactly when she would leave her car, and then gets in her car exactly when you think they'd get into their car, and then she drives away. So right there at 41 seconds, right? So that means from the time of the 13 seconds after the last beep, she's driving past there. And if you look, it's just right there. I mean, so here's the driveway, right? And the camera is right here, is where you can still see a vehicle right there to the side of it from the camera right there. So just that little tiny difference. 13 seconds later, she backs out, gets the hell out of there. So I think that's absolutely it. And Kohberger, he drove by her when she was parked down here. It could have also been when she was moving her car to here. He was driving around back there, right around like 3:57. All right, so that's definitely a possibility. But either way, she was here and he drove by, and that's not who she remembers seeing. So when she tells everybody, "Oh, I saw Kohberger," well, she's talking about the person in the tan vehicle And that's it. Alright. So let's get back to this. There goes the DoorDash driver. Koberger's doing this huge loop, and that's why his vehicle was spotted without a front license plate. Because of the DoorDash driver. It's kind of a serendipitous hero of some sort. Oh man. Sometimes I hate this program. Alright, and then about 4:04-ish, you'll see the vehicle up here. As a matter of fact, I think we have the time on here. It's going to be 4:04 and 20 seconds. The vehicle, after traveling all the way around, passing the complex, drove around right here, and then this building took a photograph. You know, there's two different cameras here, and it shows that he's missing a front plate, and it's a 2014 to 16 Elantra. Then he drives around like this, without hesitating, comes all the way back around, and you'll see him right here at 4:04, and I think I said 20 seconds, and then it pulls into right there at 4:04 and 56 seconds. So let's just see it. You'll see right up here at 4:04 and 20 seconds. I'll even move it forward a little bit. Nothing really going on there. So there's 10 seconds, so 10 seconds later. Just look up there. But gray, there it is. 4:16, and right there at 4:20, 4:04 and 20 seconds, right there. And then you'll see it coming right in here at 4:04 and 56 seconds, right here. Can you guys hit that like button, for God's sakes? I mean, 412 likes, what a joke. They should have 1,000. So here it comes at 4:04 and 56 seconds. There it is. Boom. Coming in. And then it goes back behind. And there it is. Back here at 4:05 and 31 seconds. And you'll see the light right at 31, 28, 29, 30, 31. There it is. That's how they do it. And then it comes around, but actually this time it pulls into right here. And see the vehicle pull in there? It does a 3-point turn back here. This is Koberger's white Elantra. How do you know, Gray? You're just speculating. Well, because Koberger said it was. How about that? The evidence shows it was his before that, but now he says it's his vehicle. All right, now he's going back out at 4:06:04. And then at 4:06:31, the vehicle matching description travels west on the camera. And you'll see it. There it is. I got to speed it up right. 4:06:31. Here it comes. But what's interesting here, remember how we always were told that it tried to stop or turn around or park? And I told everybody that I think it's the lights. Oh, how many times have I told you guys this, though? Watch. Watch when the vehicle enters the area here. See this building right here? Watch the lights. Boom! As the headlights come down. I'm gonna. Was that the one that was sped up? The thing is just really sped up in there. I'm gonna go right here, and jeez, that's just to right there. Gotta get this the right speed. Alright, so this will look better. So here comes the vehicle. And so at 404, 405, 39, watch how you can tell, okay, wow, okay, the vehicle's traveling down the hill. Because watch the, is that not working again? What the hell happened? That's crazy. 404, oh, it skips like a minute there. That's weird, what happened? Let's see. Oh, there, that's what I wanted you to see right here. So here's when the vehicle comes down. See the headlights on this building? How they travel down? Well, that's the vehicle going down that steep hill. I just want everybody to have like this perfect picture of it. But hey guys, I need your guys' support on the channel tonight. We're just kind of languishing, not even close to a goal. We're at like 60%. And you'd think it'd be, you know, a night where it'd be kind of simple to do. Our channel's given away $255,000 since January of 2020, and you guys are, you know, part of what makes it happen, including the ad revenue, everything that comes in. We just got a letter yesterday. We've given Rain $29,700. I don't know what makes tonight different than another night. Let's see, 500 Queen Road. Oh yeah, Idaho crime scene. No, that's not what I want. I need the whole different video. $360. Idaho, December. That one right there. So this will let you see it really easily. Thanks, Dixie Hippie. Alright, so we're going to go back into the area. I'll just show you. So here's where that vehicle is coming from. Right here. See how there's a hill? Like that's the house with the camera on it right there. See this? This is 1122 King Road boarded up. That's the house with the camera on it. So when the vehicle goes down this hill, when it's right here, the headlights hit the top of this building. But as it goes down that hill, the headlights go down to the ground. You see how that would work? So as you go down this hill, the headlights would actually start going down, and then when you get to the bottom, they would straighten back out again. You see that? Thanks, Dixie Hippie. Hopefully everybody else heard what I was saying too. We're just not even close. So here we go. The vehicle is... The headlights are going down, so there it is right now. We know it's at the top of that hill, and now it's heading down that steep hill as the headlights drop, right? And then when it straightens out again, you'll know that it's on the bottom level. So right now, the headlights are almost straight down, and maybe you did try to turn or something there. That's why they think that as well. Because you should have been able to keep seeing the headlights. That was pretty interesting. Alright. Not sure why it's staying on the same time there. So here it comes. And look at it, does try to turn around or park right here. You see that? So I think that might be what they were talking about. Thanks, Grant and Dale Van Every. Thanks for the Australian dollars. And that does a 3-point turn there again. So it did 2 3-point turns in a row. They keep calling them U-turns for some reason. And there it goes. And then it goes back behind again. This is the last time. And then you actually see the light on top of 1127, believe it or not. All right, I'm going to go all the way until they slow it down again. I think it was right around in this area. Right there. Thank you, CR. Yeah. Wow. That was a lot longer than I thought. That's probably what happened before. Wait, what? I don't understand. I don't get it. Speed and duration. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is quite a bit of time. Yeah, I'm going to just do it one more time and move this way the hell out of here. Because that was at 100% speed. That's right. That hadn't been adjusted yet. So we got to make this speed and duration 6.66. Alright. And hopefully that doesn't... Ah, I did it. Wiped out. Oh, there. No, it's right there. Alright, so this is the actual time right here. See how the clock is going to be ticking away slowly, you know. So this whole video now is 51 minutes and some odd seconds, which is exactly correct. Let's see if we have anything on any coffees or anything. And we do have a Ted Bundy coffee, half a coffee. Maybe another. You got me the other half too. And then we have Ted Walls. Ted Bryant. This is all Ted Bundy coffees. And then let's see. Yeah, we already knew that they had that. Oh, they are? Oh, I see. I have that open twice, the stream. Okay. Are you sure you want to? Yeah, okay. So maybe I'll just do one now, the links. Thanks, Courtney Rose, for gifting a membership. Yeah, so anyways, he's inside. So if you just look at this, at 4:07, and we gotta watch this at normal speed, because watch right up here at 4:07 and 47 seconds, there's going to be a headlight up there. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Right there. There's the headlight. Right? So that's the vehicle turning, and it hasn't even parked yet. And it's almost 4:08. So you just got to think in real life. Koberger, you know, he's parked, you know, he's likely right now parking the vehicle. Okay, and he's looking, and, you know, now he's going to, at some point, get out of his car. He's probably still trying to jack himself up, you know, get really like, oh, you know. And then he gets ready, the blood spatter mitigation for when he gets back to the car. So I don't think he gets into the house until about 4:10, something like that. Maybe even later. So then we get all the way to, now let's see, they wanted me to check, I don't know if you're still here, Justin Moto. Are you still here, Justin Moto? I am going to look at it. I am going to look at it right now because it's inside of that time at 4:15:47. Right there. I see what you're saying. I don't know what, yeah, what that would be. Interesting. Yeah, right there. He's talking about that spot right there. Hey, thanks for upgrading to Megazoid. Yeah, that's interesting. That is kind of interesting because it's coming from, I guess what we need to do is go up above and look at the overhead shot so that, well, that light's coming off that little corner, I think. Right? I guess we can go look at our 360 degree. Oh, we were just looking at that, Justin. You'd have to send another one in, but thank you. It's not really flickering. There's no flickering. I don't want people to go, ooh, that's what Bethany saw. Okay, let's just take a look at this and think through it rationally. All right. So we're going to be walking by here in a minute. All right, so we know what that looks like, and let's see what we're seeing in the camera. So there's this window, and then two windows, and it's hitting that light right there, that wall right there. Okay, so where is that going to be? So it's actually hitting on the inside of, so let's just kind of walk up here a little bit. Oh, I must have turned on hold on. Actually, that might have been a pretty good. That's right. Every time you hit the right mouse button, it does that. See? Stupid. All right, so it's just left of that light right there. It's right there. Okay, you guys see that? Do you guys agree with that? It's not this one because that's too far around the building. It's this bigger window, and then there's a smaller window we just saw. Well, we can even see it if we keep walking. Watch. All right, now let's take a look at that again. That might even be further out. Let me look. Yeah, so I think it's just those two windows, even though it looks, that one looks smaller, but I think it's just the angle. Like that's probably the same size as that window. It's just the angle and being a wide angle lens. So it looks smaller and smaller as they go away. So let's take a look at that again. We'll walk by. We're just going to work through this like normal people here, all right? So it's not that small window back there. The light that you're seeing flashing is just to the left of there, and as you can see, that's the part of the house that drops back a little bit. So if you look at the top here, that means it's right here is where that light's hitting, and then maybe there's light from over here that beamed through there and hit there. But what's crazy, if there was a light over here, you wouldn't see it there. You wouldn't see it if it was over here. You'd have to be right there for a light to shoot through to hit that wall there. Now maybe there's something in this house, like somebody turned the light on in the, you know, I mean, let's go back to look at that. I guess that's going to be hard to see if there's a light around the corner on that around that house. I mean, it's almost like a photograph type of flash, you know, like ding, you know, one frame or two, you know, and then it goes away. Well, you know, so the thing is it lasts for this long. Let me tell you. One, and then, okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So half a second, that light's on. Now, I don't know what that is. But the only way for it to be there... And also, what's this light? Isn't that... that's its license plate, just lit up like a Christmas tree. See, most of the lights on the inside, you know, it's not around the corner. See, the corner of that building is not there. It's right here. So most of the light hit on that side. So the light might be coming from this thing. Where the hell did it go? Jesus. 3:15:47. Don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with Coburg or anything. It just would be too difficult. Yeah, we'll just keep looking over there. Watch. See, it's right there on the side of that, right? Yeah, it could be across the road. Could be even a light on the other side of that house we don't know about. So let's see. I mean, it is sort of interesting, though. I guess I see what you're saying. I mean, especially that time of night and everything. I wish I'd walked up. Well, you know, we did do that. Hold on. So the beginning of it, we can see right over there. That's why it's so great having these 360-degree cameras. Right, so look at that. There is a window up at the top right there. You see that? And I almost think that that's kind of in that area. Like if a light beamed out there, maybe it could do that. But there is a window here. If somebody turned a light in that room, would it beam down, you know, like at a certain angle? Don't know. But the light hits the, you know, I don't know if you can see this, but see that right inside there on the other side of the wall there. It's not this one. Well, that wall there is the same one, I think. Let me keep walking. Yeah. I mean, that's probably a good place to look. Just right there. See, the light actually is more around that side, you know, and I guess if, I mean, I don't know where the light came from, but it's not suspicious or anything like that. It's just kind of like, oh, you know, who knows? Maybe from that window. So there you go. We figured that out, I guess. But you guys were still not even at the goal, if you can believe that. Not even close. Not sure. But maybe we need to get another, if we get another 6 or 7 channel memberships, we'd be at the low end. That would be cool. No, it's not. Jesus. It's not. This is where the light is right here. So I guess it's not, that can't be the window, so it's coming from over here somewhere. The light's hitting that, right? Because here's the roof, that's that other wall, and that's the one that we're seeing. There's two windows here, and then it's on that wall, and then it goes around like that. All right, you got it? Cool. That's right, Richard Watts. Man, I was really thinking tonight wasn't going to be a night where I had to ask multiple times. You know, it's just really frustrating. Now we got a coffee from Lisa Valenzuela and Wendy Woobles. Great content as always, she said. Now let's get 6 more channel memberships, you guys, and at least I can say we made the minimum goal there. I mean, this is one of those nights. Some nights, when you don't get like a cat eye donations or the bigger ones, it makes it really hard, you know. Yeah. So I guess back to the DoorDash person. We didn't really finish that. Yeah. Molly stated she walked back to her car and drove back to the front of the 1122 King Road, at which point she saw the address number. She placed the order at the front door, took a picture, and then left at approximately 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock and 27 seconds. Hey, Wendy Woobles gifted one of them. And thanks, Justin Moto, 1995. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, just trying to figure out what that is. We don't know what the light was, but, you know, the light, it'd be really difficult to get that light there and have it be something nefarious. Like he's already inside the house. Welcome, Maddie Curtin. Yeah, so during the time that Molly was in the area of the King Road residence, the white Elantra can be seen via the King Road camera driving back and forth on Malanta Drive and then enter the King Road, Queen Road loop at approximately 3:56 hours. At the point Molly pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped the order off. The white Elantra pulled in behind Molly's vehicle. Hey, thanks, Rachel. Look at that. That's the other 5 right there. Thank you. Very cool. Thank you so much. And if we get another 10, then I'll donate 5 memberships. Because that's where we're at tonight. Let's see. And welcome all the new freaks out there. And thanks a lot, Rachel. That was very kind of you. Let me check out those glasses. Look at those glasses, everybody. Those are sweet. Look at that. Man, I bet you can't even see the rims on those things. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. And then there's Maddie Curtin, Justin Motocross, 1995, and Wendy Woobles. Anyways, thanks, everybody. At the point Molly pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped off the order off, the white Elantra pulled in behind Molly. I don't think it pulled in behind. I mean, that's kind of stupid wording. It just drove past her. A gray Subaru, let's see. The white Elantra pulled in behind Molly's vehicle, a gray Subaru Forester, and then exited the King Road at approximately 3:58 hours. Molly did not mention seeing the white Elantra behind her at any time. I continued to question Molly about her time near the residence. She told me she walked down Queen Road at one point with her flashlight. That's true, right? Molly can be seen doing so on the footage from 500 King Road. Molly also continued to tell me the female she saw in the upstairs bathroom window would duck down when Molly looked at her. Molly described her as having long brown hair. That's Xana Kernodle. So she probably saw her on the second floor. This is what I think, you guys. Let's just look at how this would look. God, where the hell am I? Let me go back and right here. There's a good spot. She pulls in right there, right? You can't even see the third floor. So she sees the second floor, and then Xana's over here waiting for her DoorDash delivery. Doesn't that make sense? Thanks, Dixie Hippie. I can't believe you had Gray on your show, Vinny. I'm never watching again. Woo! Yeah, we did see Molly with her flashlight, yeah. You missed it. But just for you, we'll show it again. And that's right around this time frame. See? There's Molly right there. See, walking with her flashlight. There you go. All right, cool. I continue to question Molly. We said approximately 30 minutes into the interview, S.A. Skelton requested Molly take part in a cognitive test. Yeah, I could understand why. Where was the other part? Oh, yeah. Molly said there was one male driver. That's the vehicle that drove by at 3:53. He did not look at me, she said. He looked completely zoned and just drove by her. Molly later stated the driver was white and with blonde or red spiky hair. Molly also noticed the dome light in the car was on when it went by and later told me the male was wearing a light-colored collared shirt. Molly stated she walked back to her car and drove back to the front of 1122 King Road. And that makes sense, the timing. Now, everything she said here is absolutely what she did. I mean, it's crazy, right? So the trolls will make it sound like there's something else, but that's exactly what she said. She walked down with her flashlight, and she didn't find anything. On the way back up, a car passed her. She thought it was Koberger, by the way. Then she drove to her, but she didn't know who Koberger was at the time. Then she walked back to her car, and then she drove to the front of the building, and that's when she delivered. But she must have parked in front of that building for 2 minutes or so. I guess it's even possible that Koberger. Well, I'm wondering if they actually think that now. I didn't even think of that, but what if Molly was still back behind here? Where the hell am I? Jesus, am I even in the right town at this point? Whoa, it was upside down. Look at this. I bet you Molly, when she walked back to her car, she could have easily stayed back here until Koberger, let's say she was parked right here, somewhere in the back, maybe even right there. And then Koberger comes around and he's right behind her. And then he drives around like this and leaves. And then I guess she would have seen him though, right? Yeah. So now it sounds like at 3:53, the other guy passed her. She got to her car and then drove around to the front here and pulled in. And then Koberger comes in, does his little loop, drives like this, but it seems like she would have seen him, activity of another vehicle. But she doesn't say anything. And then He leaves, and then she gets out. We hear the key fob. She delivers the order and then leaves. So it all matches what she's saying. Thank you, Sylvia Anders. Yeah, I'm always late, but so thankful for everyone here. Hey, Lanky Tor. Yeah, Lanky Tor's been following me, I think, the longest of anybody. I'm talking about Jody Arias, 10 years. She used to watch my Jody Arias videos. I didn't know her or anything, but I mean, that's like 12 years ago, excuse me. Jody Arias, I think, was 2013, wasn't it? Oh, God. Daro isn't a freak, man. She hasn't been here forever. Freaks are people who stay around, I don't know where the hell she is. That was like 10 years ago. Lanky Tor. I mean, you don't even know her. She was in the chat, yeah. But, he said the cause where the photo of the 4 of them was taken. Who? Instead of King Road. On more than one. I mean, is that really? I don't know. Does it really bother you that much? Well, I'm not even sure what that means. That was the worst diss in the world, Enrique. Grayus is so famous, he's got so many moderators. Yeah, I've had, I've got like, 20 or so. Something like that. Great observation, Enrique. Boy, you really got to work on your dissing now. Now, we'll see, Mariska. We'll see. Yeah, there's somebody coming out of the house, Melissa. It's irrelevant to the case. Yeah, we already saw that many times. It's irrelevant, though. Yeah. There's no meaning to it at all. We're not. Here's the thing, everybody. We're just putting the pieces together. There's no more investigating like, ooh, is this one guy? Look at ooh. There's nothing. Koberger is the killer. There is no doubt. He admits to it. There is nobody else. It is what it is. Yes, people are moving around late at night. Hell, DoorDash was ordered at, delivered right around 4, for God's sakes. And we can go look at him again coming out of the house. Yep, right there. See everybody? Wow. Really nefarious stuff. Look at this. There's somebody coming out right here. Oh my God. Who did they kill that night? Oh wait, that's just somebody probably going home after hanging out with friends. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Alright. See that? Do you think we'll ever see the police body cam? Man, I don't know, man. They're going to have to blur stuff out if they ever show the body camera of the police who entered the house the first time. Yeah, we'll see if we can get 6 more channel memberships, you guys, and then I'll... Actually, I think I said 9. We need 9 now. We have. If we get 9 more, then I'll donate 5 memberships myself. That's how far away we've been the whole night. You guys can do it. I guarantee it. But hit that like button in the meantime. There we go. Hit that like button 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button 40. Don't hear 45, 50. Hit that like button 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Hit that like button. It's so damn easy. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever lows. Hit that like button. That's so damn easy. Yeah, so earlier, if you missed it, they did have this one news channel seems to have been given 200 crime scene photos that we don't get to see because they're really cool and they're in Idaho, so we don't get to see them. But apparently, you know, like this is that is Xana Kernodle's bedroom right there, and it's blurred. Everything's blurred out. You know. But yeah, you can see, you know, that blurred part there might be one of them. There's nobody on the bed, I don't think, at that point. I don't know. And that's sort of interesting if those footprints were immediately filmed there. And this is Madison Mogan's door. That's her bedroom. Those are the shoes she was wearing. Those are the jeans. That's her bed. And they were found in that bed just to the left there. There's blood, like cast off, you know, blood spatter on the door there. Not very much though, so because it was far away, so it was like there's probably some on the floor near there. And so that's really, you know, so they've definitely, you know, they've got 200 photos and we've only seen 3 of them. Well, Cheryl Moran, she was sick, so she's supposed to be able to come home on Monday, but I don't know if she has, and I haven't heard back from her since then. But I do need you guys' support still on the channel tonight. Mama 3, I don't know, but those 2 DUI charges were reduced to unsafe driving. Who cares? What unsafe driving? Who are you guys talking about? Oh, I don't know. I don't even give a shit what Molly's doing. She's insignificant. Let's see. Mustang Sally, I may not always show in chat, but I always watch, even if it's on replay. But Gray, I appreciate you, bastard. Gray, you bastard. Yeah. Now, you know, I don't think about the DoorDash driver. In fact, she was just a timeline person. There was nothing, she is not a crucial witness of any sort. You know, nothing. There's absolutely zero. I mean, I'm not even sure they needed her. She basically showed up, saw a vehicle that wasn't Kohberger, and delivered a DoorDash. She's a timeline person who just happens to have dropped something off. Yeah, the people. I didn't follow what they did to her online, but these people are stupid. The true crime community is filled with. It's basically outside of the rational people. It's a cesspool of sensationalistic, nonsensical garbage. Okay. And that's it. Now, somebody trashed me the other day for my animation. Oh my God, great. It's a freaking animation. I blurred it out, everything out. There's no blood or anything. I just was showing a theory, you know? But people are just jealous, you know? Like, if they can't make something, then they say that you suck, you know? And it's like, I don't know, man. That thing took me 2 weeks to make. And it wasn't easy. And, you know, I hope people thought it was interesting. You know, the part about the bathroom I just put in there because he does say, hey, it's okay, I'm going to help you. Well, how did he say that to somebody the first time? I guess he could have been chasing Xana, and then he pretends he's somebody else. I mean, hell, I don't know. It's just crazy. Yeah, it'd be cool if they'd actually showed her precise locations inside the house. Her phone, because apparently she has it like in her hand all the time. Thanks, Linda. But yeah, you guys just wouldn't believe some of the people whose emails that people send. They're just sick people, and they're just out to ruin a day. What do you mean? They're actually saying it's a calling card now? Somebody else? Or they thought it was stupid or something? What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying, Elena. Did they mention my name? Oh, got on me yesterday about your calling card theory. Who cares? I think the calling card... Here's what I think. I think they're equally plausible. I think it's weird when people think it's not plausible that he left that knife sheath as a calling card. It's weird to me. It's just as equally likely. But people don't want to see it because they believe something else. I can at least be intellectually honest and say, yeah, I think he could have left it there accidentally, and I think he could have left it there intentionally. But there's more evidence that he left it there intentionally because the knife sheath was so clean, and there was only one spot of DNA on the bottom that he missed. He thought he was so cool that he cleaned it all off and he was going to leave it there. And and then you ask yourself, why would he bring in a sheath that he doesn't have attached to himself? That's pretty risky in itself, right? Well, maybe he just meant to leave it there. There's a lot of reasons that you can come up with why he would leave it there, intentionally, because it's a calling card. He wants to be like the quintessential serial killer right out of the gate. No, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Why would you? They said if they believe me. Well, what are they a pro burger channel, Elena? Are they a pro burger channel? Because why would anybody out there say that just for believing that it was? So no, they said if you believe that guy, block his channel now. What does that mean? That doesn't even make any sense, Elena. If you believe him, block him. What? That means they believe me. Why would they block it? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, M. Morgan. Like, you're going to sit there and clean items if you're going to hold it in your hand the whole time? Oh, Scott Reck is an idiot. He's a total dipshit, man. He's one of the dumbest people. Just an absolute bore, mind-numbingly boring person who can't think his way out of a shoebox. He's always trying to figure out how to get somebody off. Yeah. Anyways, I wondered if it was one of the bed or side table, why did it have blood on it? I don't know what you're talking about, Mama 3. Yeah, he's absolutely terrible. I mean, I think it's hilarious that people, he's a defense attorney. Oh my God, just god awful. But yeah, I mean, anybody can like whatever they want to like. Yeah. And why is he even talking about me, though? Like, I don't even ever give a shit about Scott Reich. I think he's terrible, a horrendously shitty YouTuber. Probably couldn't, must not be doing too well in his normal job to be languishing in the true crime world. If you're actually a attorney, you should be out there doing that, wouldn't you? Let's see. Why would a lawyer even need YouTube channel? I know, that's what I always say, Timothy. I mean, I'm doing this because true crime is, a passion of mine. I've been doing it for a long time. I think it's interesting trying to figure out what happened. He doesn't know how to do that. Yeah, I think the law tubers are terrible. Okay. They're the people out there, especially the defense attorneys who do it. They always look for, look at how, we can make this guy innocent. Look, if we just look at it like this. Who wants to hear that shit? No, they're all, I mean, like the prosecutors, they're pretty cool. I like them. But yeah, all the defense attorneys, forget it. They're the ones that probably early on were, I don't know, you guys, Koberger, he might not have done this. He was. That's because you just want to keep. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like they want to make a sale for a client or something for the future. Don't worry, Ruthie. Don't worry about it. Yeah, send me the link, Elena. I want to see what he said. I think it's absolutely just as likely that it was left as a calling card. That's why he still put his thumbs up when he got home. He goes, woohoo! Would he really do that if he didn't leave it there intentionally? He's going to get home and be excited when he's like, oh my God, I'm screwed. Yeah, I think it's equally likely. And I think it's weird when you see comments that go, oh, you're crazy, Gray. He had to. It's weird to me because I see how, yes, he could have taken it off and he was stabbing, and then in his fight he left it there, and then he chased Xana and he forgot about it. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I don't know what he owns, T-Ree. I really don't give a shit. Listening to all perspectives is a good thing. Yeah, I don't really buy into it. I don't buy into that, actually. I don't have confirmation bias. I look at the facts of a case. What do the facts tell me? And that's where I go. Okay? Now, if you sit there and listen to a clown with spiders on his eyes and you think that's being open-minded, you're an idiot. All right? That's just the truth. And if you watch the UK guy, you're just as bad. Every single show where they were wrong and told lies to their viewers the entire time, and that's a waste of time. What you want to watch are people who put out the factual pieces of information and put the pieces of the puzzle together using that information, and that's it. Not the people coming up with crazy, ridiculous theories on the side. Yeah, I do it all the time. Like today, I was like, okay, I was wrong. I thought one of the two times the vehicle went south was going to be the tan vehicle, but it turns out he left a minute later, so it couldn't be him. Yeah, I mean, I do read the chat as we're going along. That's what I think too, CR. Is it? I mean, I always think it's just me. The defense attorney YouTube shows are the worst. Yeah, it's like, man, you want to listen to somebody trying to sell? They're the ones that sort of start the process of the pro burgers, Like you get that one attorney going, hey, I don't know, man. Ooh, did you hear about this? And then, ooh, that gives license to the nut jobs to... But hey, guys, we're getting... we just need to get some more so I can donate. I want to be able to donate my 5 memberships tonight. All right? We still need 9 gifted channel memberships for me to be able to gift the 5. All right? So let's see if we can do that. Yeah, that's one of the worst ever, Steph. All right, that's what we're looking for, though. We got to get 9 more gifted channel memberships, and then I'll give 5, and then we'll have 35 new channel members tonight. Lanky Taurus said, I met Gray from Jody Arias. She is a nut. Gray is the best. Yeah, Pro Burger. Jeez. Yeah, I've showed all that, M. Morgan. They just released, there's 200 photos. They've released 3 on that channel. If you guys see more, let me know. Send me the links or whatever. We'll have to go over those, but I ordered those. Why would we cover the undercover cops in the area before the incident? Yeah, I mean, I heard that they were driving in the complex around like 3 o'clock and they left. It's irrelevant to the case. So that's what I always want to tell people. See, when you read the probable cause document, that's where you start. Okay, I don't care what the cops were doing at 3 o'clock. I don't care that they talked to the kids at Banfield. I don't care about any of that stuff. Because nothing happened until like 4:10. All right, but Koberger was in the area at 3:30 and law enforcement was not in the area anymore. I bet you he even would wait around and could figure it out when they stopped driving around. Yeah, it's just not interesting. I don't know what it is, you guys. I don't like... I mean, I think somebody used the right word, discernment. Hey, thanks, Barbara Hall. Okay, 8 more. Shall we get 8 more? We get 8 more channel memberships. 8 more channel memberships. It's discernment. I can just tell you what's important. You know, and sometimes we have gone back and said, you know what? Wow, that's something important, but it's not in this case. I'm not defensive, Melantor. I'm just telling you, I'm explaining to you why I don't cover those things. That's how I talk. Jesus, what a wacko. Let's see. You should do a live chat with the UK. Oh, no way, man. Yeah, he's beyond having a normal conversation with. Let's see. Wacko? Well, why are you... Because you're commenting like you're going nuts, Melantor, when I never said anything. That's just the way I talk. I don't look into stuff like that. At first, you know, you hear about people talking about that. But I'll tell you what, once the... hey, thanks, CR. Once the... what do you call it? The 1330 Linda Lane footage came out, it became obvious that that was the white Elantra, and there's no other vehicles doing that loop. It's one vehicle. So I didn't care anymore about people's theories that, oh, that's the security card. That's the security... Because it doesn't make any sense. And now look at it. It all fits perfectly together. CR, the membership gifting queen. Yeah, I'm just following your lead there, Melantor. Just following your lead. I was just responding to what you said. I go, nope, I haven't looked into that. I don't believe in any conspiracy theories whatsoever. Right. Okay. I mean, I know you were just asking a normal question, and I responded the normal way that I respond to those questions. I'm just saying out loud. Well, here's here's how what really goes on in my head. Oh my God! I remember early on, all those crazy people from the Proberger wondering about telling me that was a security guard vehicle that looks the same. They tell me that all the time. So then I think, yeah, no, I don't look at that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know if you're really a wacko, but look how upset you got up there. And I wasn't even saying anything. Right. I shouldn't have called you a wacko, though, but I wasn't sure how to respond to that. It was weird. You know, I wasn't being defensive. I'm just telling you what I think. It's not, you know, the security guards were gone. All right, 7 more, you guys. Can we do it? Can we do it? 7 more channel memberships, then I'll donate 5. Gray can come across as a bit spicy from time to time. I don't blame him. Right. Yeah, no, I just... this case has had some of the worst people in the world covering it. Just horrendous people destroying lives. You know, I mean, I could, you know, there's about 8 of them I could name that are just sick people and never should be allowed to ever receive a FOIA request again in their life. Huh? What's coming back to normalcy? I don't get it. Yeah. I'm trying to, I do view the world through trollness. You know. Certain words that trolls use. Can we do it? Basically, what we're looking for is 7 new channel memberships, or just $35 total, and then I'll donate $25 worth myself. So it doesn't have to be a channel membership, you know. Steph, better not. In the chat, we don't accept people bullying the 2 survivors. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work in here. You got called a bot? well, hey, at least you weren't called a wacko, I guess. Oh, Jesus. That was funny. You know, the thing that was funny from Melantor is he came back with wacko. I was like, yeah, that was... I don't know if you were... I don't even know you to call you that. Let's see. You were called a bot. Called a bot a wacko. Yeah, it's a term of endearment. Yeah, we call ourselves nut jobs in here, you know. We're not going to do it, though, you guys. So what do prisoners get access to tablets? Oh, you got a gifted one? Awesome. Okay, well, cool. I cannot wait until Ethan's Smile tulips go on sale this year. Oh, they sell merch, like, or I guess I'm not sure you call that merch, but yeah, we've given them over 1,000, I think. Ethan's Smile. Hey, look at that, Christine Jellybean. I think we only need $20 now of anything. Be great if they were all memberships, though. Well, sorry, Melantor, that was your intro. All right. You know what's weird is when there's questions about stuff like that, the tone in my head sounds different. It's like, Gray, have you looked into those security guards? Have you looked into those? But he was really just, hey, did you ever look into those security guards, Gray? I'm just curious because there's other people that, you know, that's probably what it sounded like, really. But I was like, Hey, Gray, have you looked into those security guards that were driving around? It's just so weird because it's just over time in this case, it's just filled with. So that's my my fault there. You need to pretend like a friend is asking the question. Right. I know. I think that is exactly right. That is 100% the way it was. And then when I went back and read his question, I was thinking, wow, if I make it sound like this, it sounds so normal. But I didn't. Let me see if I can go find that again. Where was the original question? Oh, yeah. See, look at, he said, I'm going to put it on the screen. Watch this. He said, have you ever, oh, this is my mind. Have you ever covered the undercover cops in here before the incident? You know? And I was thinking, first I thought, before the night, like other nights, and I was like, hell no. But instead he's just, hey, did you ever cover the undercover cops that were in the area, before the incident that night? That's awesome. Wow. I guess that's the problem without hearing a voice. Yeah, you shouldn't have to consider that, though. That's the thing. Hey, look at that. I knew who that was. What was that? Hey, where that picture? Hold on a second. This one. That's Khan right there. Corinthian leather. That's Khan from the movie Wrath of Khan. That might even be the second one, though. I don't know. That's Ricardo Montalban. Khan! Remember that part? Oh, yeah, that was good. Yeah, we just need 20 more bucks, you guys, and I'll donate the 5 memberships. That was a good movie. I think that was good advice up there. Read every question as if it's a friend asking you the question. I'll try that. All right? So let's practice. Go ahead. Start asking me some questions. Go ahead. What do we got? We need 4 channel memberships, though, or just 4 $5 donations, or 10 $2 donations. And then I'll do... Well, there you go. There's Melantor right there. We're going to go ahead and send it in. Thanks, Melantor. Let me, where's this? Right here. And here we go. And boom. There we go. So, because of Melantor, I just donated and the rest of you, to get us to there, but he's the one that pushed us over the edge. I just donated 5 memberships to Angela Cartwright, Marva, Debbie72, Sandra Lee, and Connie Bergman. There we go. No, I'm not going to play the whole tape and boost it. If we get the original file, I'll do it. We don't have that. I tell you what, though, if I get the original, I'll post the entire thing, and anybody out there, you can download it or whatever. Of course, if you get it first, you'd want to put something together, but I don't know. I think I would have just posted it by itself, completely unedited first, and perhaps quickly talked about it as it was playing, but don't edit any of the video itself or any of the audio, because that's all really important stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good, Lisa. That's going to be your nickname, Melantor. If you don't watch out, they're going to... Melantor the Wacko! Oh, man. Hey, Missy J. With earbuds, it sounds like a crying. Yeah, I think I hear voices. I think there's a lot of voices going on in the background. You know, like, get out, something like that. You know, it doesn't matter if you're wearing earbuds or not. People just hear sort of what they want to hear and stuff. It's like you hear something, then you can't unhear it. It's like when you're looking at the clouds and you hear, or you see a bunny, and now you can't unsee the bunny. Or it's like when those audio spirit box readers, they tell you that they hear something, and it's like this. Stupid. Oh, so stupid. Dilligan, little buddy. Skipper. Match it. Now we know for sure the last word is batshit. Okay, like crazy, but then it cuts off. Let's play that again. Listen. At a hut. All right. Now let's listen to it again. Stupid. Somebody out. Hear that? Who didn't hear batshit at the end there? Tell me that last little bit wasn't that. Listen one more time. Well, I mean, that's crystal clear, you guys. I mean, again, I want you never to watch a spirit box reader again. And the main reason is you just say to yourself, why do the spirits talk like that? Why isn't there one spirit that just takes over and says, hi, my name is Jim. Let me tell you something. I think the killer is Bob Smith. The ghost of the victim is right here. You can find him at 1137 Northeast Wabash Street. Right? But they never do that. It's always like that. And there's absolutely nothing intelligible said at the end of the day. It's up to you to pretend that you heard something. All right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's just the truth, isn't it? I mean, one of them should just take over. Hey, listen, you guys. Shut the hell up. Let me answer this guy's question. Instead, there's all these ones like elbowing the other one out, trying to get their words in, and nobody knows what the hell they're saying, all right? All right. I mainly hear in the middle. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can. Let's go to that 417, that mark. Everybody put your headsets on. Let me turn off my music. Here we go, 41651. Oh, Jesus. I have it so loud in my headphone. God, it's crazy. So, it makes me wonder if the murders were really a lot shorter time frame. Like 4:14 or so, he goes upstairs, and then he's chased out, and that's Xana literally being attacked right there, and it's sort of a short amount of time. And, like, what are those other sounds? Those ones where you get the, like these other sort of, let's see. Like those sounds. Like right there. What is that? That's a dog. I mean, what was weird is how loud the barking was. It almost felt like he was in the front of the house. So is that a dog, that sound? I don't hear, oh my god. See, that's what I'm saying. It's spirit box. You can't tell what they're actually saying. But if you think you hear something, that's what you're going to hear. I definitely hear like whining, like, oh, you know, it's really sad. I mean, I hear something like that, like, you know, like some shitty, especially like right back just a second ago. Right in here, this stuff. Let me boost up just this. They have it blown out on here. So if I boost up the part in between here, yeah, right inside there, let's see. I'll make that louder. Maybe 10. Maybe, let's see, is this when it, so we can go all the way back to, let's go right here, and I'll boost up the audio just on that portion to make that like 12 louder. Okay, let's see. See right there, that's obviously people, you know, something's happening at 4:17:32 to people. See? See? And nobody knows what they're saying, but you might think you know what they're saying. It's just we can't tell. And don't try to convince yourself you hear something, because that's just what you hear. It's not, it's very likely not what's being said. Let me boost up this part right here. There might be a piece of audio that's in there. See, right in there, I think I can hear somebody right here. Listen. Did I boost that one up? Let's see. See, right there, that's definitely like a person. Right here, this. That's crazy, man. That dog was, he was on to something there. He was just barking the hell out of that. Here, let me boost this part up here. I think you can just tell that there's people and and something really bad's happening. See, I think that could actually be. That doesn't sound like a dog, and I hope that's not what it sounds like. But it almost sounds like somebody's being, like stabbed, and they're like, like making really loud sound. Look at right here. Listen. Like almost like, I don't know. That's pretty weird, Doesn't sound like a dog right there. Now that sounds like maybe a dog. Let me see if it sounds the same. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a dog. This maybe. Nah, I don't know, man. Do you think this one's a dog right here? This one? That one does sound more like a dog, but then when the dog actually barks, it sounds like has a really distinct sound to it. So is this actually a dog, this one? I mean, I think this is people right here. That might even be Koberger, like grunting as he's, like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird, right? What the hell is that? Sounds like no. God, come on, Jesus. See that sound, this sound here, this one right here, this sound, and this one, I think. No, this one right here. So if you listen to this one, not that one, this one coming up here. That and this. They're kind of similar, but this is. I mean, that could be the dog too, but the dog when it's barking has a different sound. But I mean, dogs do make different types of barks. Could have just been like that one that they do sometimes, and then yeah. So I guess maybe these loud ones. This one though is weird. That sounds more like a human sound in the background. What do you guys think? I don't think these are barks. Do you? I just don't think those are barks. They don't sound anywhere near the same as even this one. That sounds like it's probably a bark. I think this is actually somebody. Let's see what this one is. Hold on. So that could be a bark, but I mean that could be somebody yelling maybe. Let's see. No. That's a dog. Weird, because there's this long time, because it sounds like he's already attacking, and then we're looking at, that's 417, and then way over here, see, there's definitely a voice in there. Do you hear that? Right in here. Let me boost that one up. Right inside of here. Right in there. That sounds like a voice, doesn't it? You hear that? Right in here? That's almost the most, I mean, like, I don't know what they're saying. Maybe it's saying Xana. Maybe it almost sounds almost a little bit like Ethan or something, like a guy saying something. Could be Koberger, though. And then, look, this part's crazy. You can actually hear... So it's weird. There's like attack and then 36 seconds later, there's more going on. And then somebody said that the table in the living room that they would do drinking games on was, maybe that's what we're hearing with that big, loud crashing sound. Maybe that's not Xana hitting the ground. And then there you hear somebody like upset. Man, how crazy. That's why I wish they would just put the whole damn audio out. Because then you could still hear the dog barking in these other time frames here. Let's see if we can hear anything at all. Hey, thanks, Mark Willis. Okay, we've been fishing in Oswego Lake, Mark. Been catching some fish. Not too bad. Yeah, darn it. Oh, weird. You can't... We can hear the dog barking in that other speed. That's crazy. When I put it to the normal speed, you can hear the dog barking in the background. Listen to that. Wow, it's still barking away. Doesn't sound the same, but it's definitely... I think that's what it is anyway. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Definitely sounds like a bark, but... Is that what that is? It looks so it looks so regular looking though. I don't know. I think it is. I think it just kept barking. And it's not regular. They're not the same. Wow. Well, it just means it just kept barking and barking and barking and barking. And then what's this over here? But how come we can't hear any more barking? Oh, there you go. Yeah. That sounds similar. Wow. That might really be the dog barking there. I guess one way we could check is to and some of these other times where I sped it up, I can hear. Let's see if we take that and just bring it over here. Speed. Well, let's just make it loud. So there's probably people still awake at 3:31 talking in the house that this camera's in. I think that is a dog barking. That's what it sounded like because they sped it up so much. Like that, right? And then the dog barking one, let's get that one out here again. See, this is what this sounded like. So it sounds sort of similar, but it's totally different. Because I didn't even actually change the gain on it. And so this is at regular speed. Hold on. I think I just added gain. Let me turn it off. Minus 6.66. Alright. So this is what it is when you make it normal speed. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the dog. That dog is barking that whole time. And interestingly about this, that means when he was passing Dylan Mortensen, the dog was barking and barking and barking. And then the dog is even barking when Koberger goes outside and does blood spatter mitigation by his car. It's barking and barking and barking the whole time, and then it even barks once when he drives away. That's wild. No, it doesn't say that. Inspector Todd. Yeah. Let's see. Murphy understood what was happening and he was scared. Maybe. Definitely sure. What is this? I don't know. Yeah, there's no way to tell what anybody's saying. I know people want to be able to pretend that they're sleuthing out and, oh, I hear, I get what you're saying you hear. It's just, I can't go, oh yeah, it does say that, But look at all these barks here. And even here, it was barking and... Oh, well, actually, that's the same thing. That's the same one. So it just kept barking and barking and barking from 4:18 all the way until 4:20 and 43 seconds. And then it sort of slowed down a little bit while Murphy was sort of realizing that the person was driving away. That's the weird part. It's like, look how many barks are here. Look at this. Oh no, that's the other one. That's right over here is what we're looking for. So here is those last 3 barks right here. So there's no barking during this time where he was on a cadence. Like the dog was on a cadence of barks, and then it stopped because he could tell that the vehicle was leaving, and then does one more. Right there. As it heard maybe that little sound right there. How weird is that, huh? And it didn't bark at all. Look at this. So, for example, just take, like, eyeball this really quick. See this space over here? And this space? They're probably about this. I mean, I could slide it over even. I could go like this. So look at that. Just cut that away like that. And then move this over here. And then look at this. Inside of here we have 1, 2, 3, and then a whole bunch of triple, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all these barks. Can you see that on the screen even? Just all these? And then inside the same length of time, there's 1 as the car is leaving. Isn't that interesting? Like it was barking when he knew the killer was still in the area, and then only barked once as it was sort of driving away in the distance. I think that's interesting. So that means in, let's see, from 4:20:06 for about 37 seconds it barked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 barking sessions, and some had multiple barks. And then in the same 37 seconds, it only barked once as he was leaving. Right after he left. Wow. That's nuts. All right, you guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. 3 hours and 5 minutes again. And I want to say thank you to Richard Watts, Ted Bryant, Carrie Lasco, Marissa Sheldon, Jody H., CR, Timothy Cecil, Alley Cake, Justin Moto Cross 1995, Kathy Giles, My Vespa, CR, Southern Mom, Leanne Bell, Kira. I said you're awesome, Gray. And then we have Michelle H, Kira again, all Alley Cake, and then CR, Cheryl, CR again, Dixie Hippie. CR is always helping, keeping a flow. I always appreciate that. Dixie Hippie, Holly, Mick Ellie, and then Timothy Cecil, Corinthian Leather, Maggie Ballantyne, then Sarah Reesness, Justin Motocross 1995, then Dixie Hippie gifted a membership, Grant, then Dale Van Every, CR gifted one, then Courtney Rose gifted one, and Courtney Rose upgrade to to Megazoid. That was very cool. And then Justin Motocross 1995, then Wendy Woobles, Justin Motocross 1995, Maddie Curtin, Rachel 508, Dixie Hippie, CR, Sylvia Anders, Mustang Sally, Case Cracked, Barbara Hall, CR gifted another one, and CR did a super chat, then Christine Jellybean, and then Melanator. And then at least that was funny. And then I gifted 5 because of Melanator, and then Missy, and then Love HR Puffin Stuff. Mark Willis gifted 5. Pamela and Lanky Tor 67 months out there. Crazy. Hey, thanks, Melissa. Yeah, no, that's what we do here. Unfortunately, we just don't get the same number of viewers as the people who just, half-ass it, don't even know what they're really looking at because they haven't done the prerequisite work that we have, where we just know all the little nuances, the timing and everything, and it just always everything just keeps making more and more sense. It always makes complete sense, but I love it when the pieces come in and it makes everything even smoother, I guess is the term. Yeah, well, lately we've reached the goals. We've had some, some bad ones out there, but lately last few nights we've been able to do it. Yeah, you got to be more sensationalism. I mean, I'll tell you what, if that defense attorney you were talking about up there literally said, because I said that I think it's possible he left the sheath as a calling card, that you shouldn't watch my channel or whatever the hell it is, that means you're a lunatic, man. That is absolutely something that's possible. The prosecutor doesn't even really know. He just says, we think it came off, but we don't know. He doesn't know. And it's just a theory. I'm not married to it. I think it's just as likely that it fell off accidentally. But saying you left it as a calling card, I mean, I think all of you agree that Kohberger is somebody who isn't like one of those natural born serial killer types. He learned about it in school and wanted to become the quintessential serial killer. Look how cool I'm going to be. So to me, it makes sense that you would want to put in something like a calling card, especially, the K-bar knife, that Danny Rawlings used, where Danny Rawlings also broke into sliding glass doors on his killings. And so, couldn't you just see that he wanted to leave it there because it's like Kohberger, K-bar, a little hint, a little taunting motion, but he just blew it and missed that little spot on the underside of the button snap. I think that's just as likely. But, people can believe whatever the hell they want, but you can't sit there and tell me that it just doesn't make any sense that he left it there as a calling card. It just doesn't. When you say that, it doesn't make sense. It's none of your business? What do you mean it's none of my business? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Ashy Snow. Is it true you can hear Xana? No. Well, maybe. I mean, there is a voice that you can hear in there. It could be Xana. I think it's, I guess you could say it could be Dylan or Xana. I mean, we heard that Dylan yelled for Kaylee a couple times, but when was that? I mean, the thing is that's why we need the entire audio. You get it? We might even be able to hear something else in there. They really did a disservice by not putting the full clip out there. But hopefully one of us will get it out there. Oh, it's a saying? Oh. Okay. I guess maybe it is sort of true, right? Maybe I shouldn't hear what they say or something. Oh, yeah. Well, I just think it was weird. I don't even know that guy. I just think he's shitty. I mean, every time I tune in, I'm just like, oh my God. This guy can't think his way out of a shoebox. But other than that, it's great. Okay, that's right. A friend saying it. Ashy Snow, right? Yeah, you're probably right. That saying doesn't really make sense, though, you know. It should just be something else, like someone else's opinion of you has, you know, shouldn't, you know, I don't know. I'm tired. Today's been a long day. I put 3 videos out. The Delphi, day 7 of the trial, transcript to audio. Then I made a video that I wanted to make yesterday on the Idaho case. And then almost immediately after that, during the video, as a matter of fact, Lisa said that there was all the surveillance was out there, so had to go out and try to find that. Idaho Statesman has it, and you know, they put it out there and they did it the way they wanted to do it. I think they should put the entire 53 minutes or whatever out there, and that would be the way to do it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I did really think about it, Lanky Tor. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense even when I really think about it. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, people just hear what they want to hear. Yeah, I mean, not that they want to hear, but what I'm saying is people hear something, they think they hear it, and then they can't unhear what they heard. You don't need to find the timestamp. You don't need to find it. All right. Anyways, thanks, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. We will see you guys tomorrow, all right? But who knows what tomorrow will bring. But anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for helping reach the goal. I'm really tired. I got to go to sleep. Have a good one. And be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
That's right, a friend sang it, Mariska. A friend sang.
Crime dissector, threat rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector
is my nectar. The first degree is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector,
freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector.
Thanks, Terminus, for helping Gray out with the ads. Thanks, Terminus.
I have no agenda.
I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender.
And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Hey, Ashy Snow, I appreciate your help.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
I appreciate your advice, Ashy Snow. It actually makes sense. All right? You did become the chat therapist, though. Well, that's pretty good. You were pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, look at that. Finally, a person. Let me just throw this on the screen. This is like, I think I'm not on the right screen anymore. Hold on. If I go to this one and then hit this. Yeah, there you go. Finally, a person covering this who is actually showing evidence and calling it what it is. I don't get how any of these dummies make excuses and trying to question his guilt when he admitted it. Right. See that? That's exactly right. That was worth coming back on for. All right, thanks everybody. See you guys later. And back to that again. Let's just do the bunny this time.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole...
Wait, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Run down. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with his brand new invention. Rattle about me and the crew about something we did all supposed to do. That's the trigger bunny, you guys. You know, just in case you're watching true crime and, you know, you're just not feeling safe. You don't have a safe place. Here's your trigger bunny, okay? You know what I always say to those people who need trigger bunnies? What in God's name are you doing in the true crime community? True crime isn't you know, it's not a happy, you know, topic. It's like shitty things, but people are interested in solving puzzles. If you need a trigger bunny, don't follow true crime. Do you get it? Gray, that's not very welcoming, you bastard. But I'm not trying to be, like, I don't want to be welcoming to you because everything I talk about is going to absolutely make you feel like crap. Why would I want you here? I don't want to stop my show and say, look, here's a trigger bunny, because you're feeling shitty. I mean, it's weird. Okay? Yeah, I mean, you know, true crime is a topic that is, you know, disturbing, etc. And if you're at a point where you need a warning, a trigger warning, or a trigger bunny, you are absolutely in the wrong place, and the world shouldn't have to slow down for you being able to watch it. Do you get what I'm saying? All right. That's just the truth. Everybody knows that. And so that's what I try to say here is the reality and not pretend that, oh, you know what, I'm here to please everybody. Let me do a trigger bunny for you. I'm not doing it. And I don't say unalived. I don't say any of that bull crap. What a joke. This whole thing. Anyways, thanks everybody. See you guys later. And be safe out there. And I was actually saying all that with a smile on my face.